NASCAR on TNT at Watkins Glen International with today's NASCAR Nextel Cup Series race having just passed the midway point. We've had wholesale changes in the running order in the top 10 behind leader Tony Stewart. Set that for you in a second. First, let's check the Coca-Cola Racing family. That'll help us set it. See, Kevin Harvick is falling back to 7th. Kurt Busch is running 10th. Michael Waltrip 12th. Bobby Labonte 15th, all behind leader Tony Stewart. Dale Jarrett suffering bad luck earlier in the race. Got hit by Brian Vickers, stuck in the gravel trap. He's a lap down and way back in 34th place. Now, Tony Stewart, the leader, made the charge from 13th up to 1st in about 10 laps after a set of pit stops and a caution before. The man in 2nd place, besides Stewart and his health or not health issues today, the cramps that made him consider getting out of the car, but he's changed his mind. Here's Ron Fellows, 43rd to 2nd.
And that's not a big surprise.
No, not really.
We knew that was coming.
Marty. Oh, we got smoker, Marty.
That would be Ward Burton.
That looks big.
Have not heard a call for a caution flag yet, so we stay under the green. Now the call for the caution. Yellow flag. 42 to go. Oil on the track.
Well, I would guess there is oil on the racetrack because that certainly looked like an engine problem in the Zero car.
42 to go. Now what do you do?
Well, I don't think you can make it from here, so.
And I think a lot of people are going to come in after.
And Gamble. Wow, the right side of the 12 car looks like it's flattened in, beat in.
Okay, let's see if we can figure out what happened.
Or who it was with.
Would be Morgan Shepherd in the 89.
Did the same thing Vickers did.
Yep.
The curb hopper.
Oh, did it happen there? Yeah, it did.
So troubles on the 10th place driver in the championship coming into today, and Ryan Newman running back last on the lead lap right now in 31st place. Talked about this race being critical in that race to the chase, and it might just be. Got a lot of guys struggling here today. Dale Jarrett with troubles and Ryan Newman with his problems. Casey Kane having a decent day as we check the championship standings. I want to go back and find out what happened to Robbie Gordon, because he was running 2nd just after Tony Stewart passed him. He lost about 3 more spots, all in a big hurry, Matt.
Remember, the 31 car was one of the teams that pitted under that first caution back on lap 18. Took left side tires. Robbie telling his team he was wearing out that right front. He was just trying to pedal back, save his tires to his next scheduled stop.
All right, thanks. So now with 40, there'll be 40 to go when they come back around.
When he come by the line, there'll be 40 to go. So the question is, do you pit?
Well, we talk about this almost every week now. You come in, put 4 tires, fill it with gas, hoping that you could just come in with gas and go the last stop.
We'll see. Bill?
Hey, Wally.
Yes, Bill.
When you come to these places, you got to stick with your strategy, right? Most of the time, don't you think? Your pit strategy?
Not here.
You don't?
I think it changes too much.
Okay,
You can tell me different?
Just for a heads up, the 24 is not stopping. They want to wait 10 more laps. So if you think it's confusing now, just wait till this happens.
Yeah, that is very confusing. I'm interested in what that one car does. That's what everybody else needs to be looking at right now.
Somebody's going to stop here and take on fuel and start counting the number of caution laps between now and the end of the race and try and stay on track when everybody else pits.
Oh, somebody's probably going to try. But if this thing goes green, they're not going to make it.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Because they can only run probably maximum 35, 36 laps on the green flag.
Well, we'll see. Pace truck leading the field back around to the opening of pit road.
See, if you watch races all the time, you realize on some of the oval tracks, we talk about these cars running 100 miles on one tank of fuel. They can't do it here. They can only run about 80, 85 miles on a tank of fuel.
Turn 6 coming around to turn 7. What do we think the 2nd place driver is going to do, Marty?
Well, over the radio, they said we will pit this time, so they're probably going to come down pit road, I would say, Alan.
On Fellows. And the leader, Tony Stewart, coming to where pit road will be opened, and let's see what he does.
Sure looks like he's going to pit road. Nope. Is he?
Nope. Can't make the commitment line by now. Stewart stays out. Nemechek stays out. Gordon stays out, as told by Mr. Weber, and as advertised by Marty. Ron Fellows is in. Robbie Gordon is in. And a lot of the lead lap cars. Matt?
Robbie Gordon will be 2 laps shy of making it. In fact, owner Richard Childers made the call. They were going to stay out. Richard said, no, let's pit. Let's get it full of fuel. To Marty.
Martin Truex Jr.'s Busch Series crew pitting Ron Fellows today. Says a little tighter in the right-handers and the left-handers. They make an air pressure adjustment, trying to help that out. They are 4 laps short from making it all the way on fuel, hoping for caution for Fellows. Obviously, they have a fast car, Dave.
And the 29 of Kevin Harvick is in. Todd Berry, the crew chief, always a gambler on fuel on these road course races. No changes to the 29 this time. 4 tires.
Order they came off pit road in a moment. Looked like Ron Fellows lost a couple of spots. We'll see where those guys who pitted line up for the restart order when we come back to the Glen. Coming to the restart here at Watkins Glen, New York. NASCAR on TNT with the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. And a really topsy-turvy strategy situation set up. Tony Stewart, the race leader, he and 12 others did not stop under this caution. They'll have to stop again under the green, probably in about 10 more laps. Robbie Gordon, first off the pit road, lined up 14th on the restart, hoping for enough caution flag laps between now and the finish so that his fuel will make it to the checkered flag and he can win the race.
But Fellows lost a lot of positions there in the pits.
And once again, they all just fan out as they try to get down to turn 1.
Second place, Jeff Gordon under Joe Nemechek.
Looks like he has
Somebody
it.
got turned around out
there's
there.
Scott
Webber.
Webber.
Thought I saw somebody get booted.
No caution yet. He's rolling, will stay green. So Gordon got second, Mayfield got third, Nemechek kicked back to fourth, followed by Kurt Busch and Mark Martin. All of those drivers not stopping under the yellow flag. Investigate the incident.
Well, let's see if we can see what happened down there. Webber's on the outside.
He just locked it up.
Right in front of Robbie Gordon.
Yeah, nobody touched him. So see it right there. Wheel hopped it.
Yeah. He's got a left rear tire jumping up and down.
Yep.
Kevin Harvick riding alongside Robbie Gordon coming into this.
Wow. That was close.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that makes you just believe, okay, it's my day. So Gordon able to hold off Harvick through that. As you see the charge of the guys who made the pit stops, here comes Ron Fellows right behind them. Let's talk about this fuel strategy. Can they make the finish, Matt?
Robbie Gordon at this point of the race, Alan is 2 laps short, but when he was told the number of laps, he said, well, we have pitted, we have fresh tires. The other best car in this race is at the front of the field. He will have to pit. All we will have to do is a splash of fuel. I like where we are sitting.
I hope he's not forgetting about Ron Fellows.
Yeah.
He pitted and had a very good race car just before that last caution. And runs only 2 spots behind him.
So I guess that is a good point. If they have to stop, all these leaders are going to have to stop and change 4 tires. Robbie may have to stop, but he, as he said, will just put a splash of fuel. Just 6-7 seconds in the pits rather than 15 seconds it's going to take for the leader.
The first micro power shaving system from Gillette is new M3 power. The new power behind the Gillette Young Guns. We checked the standings of the drivers in the Young Guns program. And note that all were in the top 10 in the championship standings at the start of today's race, some faring better than others here at Watkins Glen. Jimmy Johnson out with an engine failure, Ryan Newman with brake problems. So the stories as the race stands, Robbie Gordon, Ron Fellows, do they have enough fuel to make the finish? When do these guys in front of them stop, and how does the track position all shake out? as we ride with Kyle Petty in 11th spot. Kyle Petty making his 700th NASCAR Nextel Cup start here at Watkins Glen today. He's been around for a little while, it's pretty fair to say, since back in 1980. We talked with Kyle earlier this weekend about what the number 700 means to him.
To be in a group like Ricky Rudd, who's run 800 and some races, and Terry Labonte, and my father, who's run over 1,000, and guys like that, to move into that group. I don't know if it says much about your driving, but it says at least they couldn't run you off. You were hard-headed enough that they didn't run you off. So it is pretty cool, and it's nice to come in a place I really enjoy racing, like Watkins Glen. So it's not a headache to come here. I enjoy running here.
Kyle, the 1992 winner here at the Glen.
And right now he's losing 10th, 11th, and Junior thought about trying to take 12th away from him, but did not.
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh, did he? He did, yes.
Remember, these guys coming through, Kyle, have fresh tires.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kyle, talking further about 700 start, he said, what's different most between then when I started and now, the competition? He said, today, any one of 30 cars, maybe more than 30, could win the race on any given Sunday. Back then, maybe 8, maybe 10 at most.
That's a fair statement.
So Kyle hanging on back there in 13th spot, and we check the gap from first place Tony Stewart to second place Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon just can't do anything. He's over 2 seconds behind Tony Stewart right now.
Stewart out in front has led the most laps of any other driver today. Question is, how will the strategy play out in determining the winner?